Annihilation is the first book in the Southern Reach trilogy, written by Jeff Vandermeer. I just recently finished this book, and I was enamored with it. Maybe this is a bit backwards, but I did watch the film adaptation first. The ending for me was what made the film special and what made it profound. There was a lot of lead up, and I liked a lot of the special effects, but I'm really glad that I made the decision to read the book version, because the book version is far more in depth. It's a far more detailed account of the character of the biologist in Area X and her transformation. There's many things that I could praise about this book, but the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the writing. The writing in this is potent, it is poignant, it is articulate, it is very creative. Jeff Vandermeer, the author, dispenses with almost every cliche that I see in most fiction and most novels, and I appreciated that. This is one of the most uniquely written books that I have read in a very long time, and it was just beautiful to sit and experience reading through this. Every page felt like it was leading towards something. Every line felt like it hit, and it was leading towards something else that was greater and towards an ultimate purpose. One rumor that I heard about this book was that the entire story is based off of a hallucinogenic trip that the author experienced, and that he sort of modulated that into a science fiction story. And it seems like that would be the case, because this book from cover to cover is like a drug trip. It's very trippy, it's very hallucinogenic, it's almost spiritual. Some people might say that it has tinges and aspects of cosmic horror, so a bit Lovecraftian. I would say it's a mix of Lovecraft and maybe a little bit of C.S. Lewis, but not quite as Christianity based as C.S. Lewis's writings. Now, I really felt the character in this. I felt their pain and their complexity, and the biologist is one of the best, most carefully written characters that I have read in any book, really. She's very well fleshed out in this, and I felt like, for being a male author, he did an accurate job of fleshing out a female character. I don't know how difficult that is to do, because I've never written a female character other than the one that I wrote in my screenplay. You understand the biologist's motivations, you understand her fears, her angst, her trepidation about everything pertaining to her husband. There's a lot of inner turmoil that is explored in this, and I really appreciate that kind of development through writing. It's just so praiseworthy how he develops this character, and how he incorporates personal, spiritual changes, psychological changes into the body of the science fiction story itself. He builds that into the narrative. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the dialogue in this, because dialogue is very important in writing, and I like the dialogue in this. It's, for the most part, it's very short and punctuated and to the point, and it gets where it's going fast. It's not long soliloquies, it's not huge paragraphs, with a couple of exceptions, but you can use those as your silver bullet. Don't use them all the time. Monologues really are like silver bullets. You know, you have one or two at your disposal, and you should only use them when you absolutely need to. You know, being someone who read a lot of old books from around the turn of the 19th to the 20th century, I remember a lot of long, just self-indulgent, sort of showy dialogue, big words, just long sentences, over long. And you know, if I would encapsulate this book, I'd say that it just totally cancels that. It says, no, I would like for this to be as brutally real as possible. How do people talk to each other and think in real life? How do they interact? Well, they don't have long, super articulate conversations with big words unless they're like philosophical, like intellectuals or something. I do plan on reading the other two entries in this trilogy, the second being Authority and the third being Acceptance. They seem like they would be great. If they're anywhere near as good as this book, I'm going to have a great time with them. If I were you, I would pick up a copy of this book and check it out if you're a fan of Lovecraftian style, cosmic horror, science fiction, bizarre, hallucinogenic writings, literature of that type. Definitely check this out. Let me know what you think of this book in the comments section below. I'd like to hear some of your feedback if you have read the book or if you have watched the movie. By all means, let me know. I love having conversations about this type of thing, so thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.